As I say to the rest of them, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Oh my God, I've never done this before.
This is all staying in, by the way.
Oh. Hello and welcome to this week's DisAfterDark. Joining us in the mouse's head this week is Lee Mallaby from the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
Hello.
Say hi.
Oh. Hello,
Say
Craig.
hi. Oh, like two girls.
I can see how this is going to go.
Right, now everyone, this isn't a conventional show. At the moment, it's just me and Lee. Nick might be joining us. He's just got to pay the bail. Apparently, he's been molesting dogs.
You can't say that.
Well, allegedly molesting dogs until it
That's
gets to
better.
court. Okay. So basically, I've brought Lee on. We're going to have a little talk about Universal because of my coming out parade with Stuart in a couple of weeks. And we're going to talk about...
Craig, everyone knows you've already come out.
Yeah. And a little bit of chat about Halloween Horror Nights as well.
Even though neither of us have been yet.
Neither of us have been, but I've listened today twice to the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, Dead Man's Digest, Halloween Horror Nights 25 review.
Does that make me bad then, because I haven't listened to it once?
Well, I know what you're like. You like to stay in the dark. You don't. I bet you that's for spoiler reasons.
Absolutely.
Well, there you go.
And I put that show together still, so how I've managed to not listen to it, I'm doing quite well.
You did put it together in the wrong order.
No, I didn't. I put it in alphabetical order.
No, well, yeah, okay, but you'll understand when you listen to it. So if you want to contact the show, we're just going all over the show here. It's podcast@DisAfterDark, apparently.com. Apparently, I've got to show me bum in the Facebook group.
What?
I've got to show me bum in the Facebook group because we've had several emails because apparently we actually have got listeners.
Well, I'm one.
Well, have you emailed the show? Because I said in the last show, if you send us an email, I'll show me hoop in the Facebook group.
Yeah, but I don't want to see that.
It's not going to be knotted balloon or rusty bullet hole. It's just going to be like top of cleavage, tasteful.
I don't even want to see that, so...
Well, it's just going to be like me jeans cut off. Like me, I'm going to wear some hot pants, I think.
Yeah, I really don't want to see that.
Yeah. So, how can they contact you, Lee? Where can we find you?
You mean me specifically on my podcast?
Your podcast and your little round head.
Well, you can find me currently in my bedroom, banished out of the living room. No, you can find us on iTunes as you would. Pretty much everywhere you can find DisAfterDark, you can find us.
Oh, did you hear my wife sneezing then? my wife?
She's behind the bar though, isn't she?
Yes, she's a buxom blonde with a cleavage to die for, and all the punters are giving her lots of tips.
So, yep, iTunes, Craig said, UUOpodcast.libsyn.com. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/UUOpodcast. We're on Instagram, Pinterest, all of the usual places. Yeah, we do have a website, but we generally don't put as much on there as we probably should do.
Is that your blog thing?
If you go to UUOpodcast.com, it does actually direct you there, but it's UUOpodcast.blogspot.co.uk for its official title. But
yeah, I've put that in the show notes for you.
Oh,
because that's how I roll. I like that. I've got a heart of gold. Right, so basically, Mr. Mallaby.
This is weird, by the way.
It's nice though, isn't it? We're sort of like having a sensible conversation where normally we're talking about eating dogs' eyeballs and... Oh, Nick Branch is on. Apparently he's paid his bail. Oh, it's Boniface. Hello, Boniface. How are you?
I shouldn't do that. Sorry, Paul.
Let's all sigh together.
Absolutely.
You going to bring Nicholas in, or do I have to do it?
I don't think I've got him.
Hold on. I don't know how to bring someone in. Oh, yeah, add person.
I have got him. Let me see if it'll let me add him in. No, he hasn't. He hasn't added me as a friend, so I can't. He's not my friend.
Nicholas, are you on?
You've got to. It's ringing him. You've got to let him answer.
Oh, have I? Oh, I don't know how to do it.
This isn't getting edited either. This is going to be awesome.
It says connecting. This is like real life podcast drama.
I tell you what, Lindsay's young, isn't she, in that picture?
Yeah. Chilling like Bob Dylan. I think he's in.
No, it's dropped.
Oh,
it's back on. Nicholas, are you there?
I am indeed.
Hi, Nicholas.
This is weird.
Why is it weird?
Because we've just been talking about like eating frogs' eyes and Jesus walked with dinosaurs.
Commenting in
I turned up.
in your profile picture how young Lindsay looks in that picture.
Yeah, she's aged. I mean, she's 46 now. So.
Right, so let's get to it. What's everyone drinking?
Oh, I'm not.
I'm drinking I think Nick's in the pool. I'm drinking a nice Yorkshire tea.
Yorkshire brew.
I'm not actually drinking anything, so I've let the side down.
Just pretend.
No, well, I'm not drinking alcohol. Craig's doing the same as me. I was actually, that noise there wasn't me getting in the pool. It's getting me getting into the cupboard to get my can of
Pepsi Max Cherry.
Max.
There you go.
Yeah. Good
You're
lad.
nothing if not predictable, Nick.
I don't like to let my side down.
This is, as we've said, Nick, this is a very impromptu show. There's no editing going on.
As
normally
you can tell.
Our show is really tight normally.
Yeah. It's like a Disney Brit kind of
There's
mouse cast since we were into its life.
No,
cast.
DisAfterDark's still about.
Universal Lando podcast, of course, as well.
Tighter than a duck's front bum, that one.
It really is.
Right, so basically, as you know, everyone, because I've been bleating on about it for weeks now.
We're 10 minutes in and we haven't even got to it yet.
I'm going to Universal with my life partner, Stuart.
I'm disappointed.
And
now I thought it was me.
Show, your wife as well.
My wife? Yes.
When you go out there.
Soon to be my wife.
My wife! Because... Craig is. Are you going to be dressed as the groom or the bride? What is he going to have?
I'm the giver. I'm not the taker.
Just so you know, other sexual stereotypes are available.
Yes.
And we do reference them fondly. But so Craig's definitely going to go for the groom ears then. Okay, and Stuart, that means that he'll have to wear the bridal ears.
Oh yes.
Yeah, like it.
I'll be walking like a man. He'll be walking like John Wayne.
Who's also a man?
After the wedding night.
What is going on?
Right, so basically, anyway, Lee, we brought you on just to talk about Universal. Now,
are you sure?
Yeah.
How northern's that? Ooh, are you sure? Have you took Whippet out for poo?
No, I'm not from Yorkshire.
Same
place. You're the one drinking Yorkshire tea.
Exactly.
Yeah, Yorkshire tea.
So, Lee,
Craig,
we're getting to the park on the Saturday morning for rope drop. Now we are staying in the brand new one, Cabana Bay, is it?
It depends how brand new you're talking about and when you're going. Are you actually talking about you and Stuart here?
Yes.
Why are you staying at Cabana Bay then?
I don't know, where's that?
Well, it's the one that doesn't have Express Pass.
Yes, because we've paid for Express Pass.
Fair enough.
We've got 5 nights in the Cabana Bay. So because we're only staying at Universal, you going to Universal for 2 days, we bought front of the line passes for the 2 days.
Are they unlimited ones, yeah?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's just one go each.
Out of curiosity, Craig, how much does it cost you to book that hotel room at Cabana Bay?
Off the top of my head, I'm making it up. I could probably get up.
20 quid?
No, it's about 500 quid.
What? All right, yeah, for 5 days.
Yeah. Paperwork is here. Hold on.
I'm forgetting you're staying there for 5 days.
This is hot off the press, this.
Or not.
Or not. Cabana Bay. Oh no, 2 park, unlimited. Oh no, we've got unlimited express.
How much were they?
660.
So that's 2 of you staying in Cabana Bay for 5 nights with 2 days of unlimited express.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound
that's
too
correct. No, that's just for the park tickets.
600?
$660, yeah.
And that's how many days in the park does that give you?
2 days.
2 days in the park and 2 days express?
Yes.
Jesus.
Booking.com confirmation.
It's better than Disney's new annual pass that's $1,000 to get you into the 2 Disney California ones.
Oh, we are.
Hey, well, yeah, but hang on, like, I've been reading up on that a little bit. Not
5 nights.
Talk about it on this show.
He's just ignoring you, Nick.
$543.
Great.
$543.
Now, boys.
Boniface
Calm down.
Sorry, Paul.
Boniface has gone all camp.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so basically we've got 5 days in the cabana, $550, 2-day unlimited express park hopper things for $660 on top of that. So you're talking about $1,100.
No, hang on. Is that express? That's 660. Where the hell are we going? That 660 is just for your express, or is that your park tickets as well?
Park tickets as well.
Right.
For 2 days.
Yeah, it's a 5-day park, 2-day express, yeah?
No, 2-day park, 2-day express.
Yes. 5 days at the cabana.
See, that seems expensive.
$330 a day, essentially. But
each? That's for 2 of them.
That's for 2.
Yeah.
It's only $150 each.
I mean, what's a day pass? About $99 now? $100? What is it?
I'm not sure how much it is at Unofficial. Do you know, I've never ever bought a 1-day ticket.
No, it used to be about $90 with Express. It used to be the last time I went, and that was about 5 years ago.
This spending
that's more than that now.
This spending only 2 days at the park thing, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, we're doing a totally non-park day, and we're obviously doing the 4 parks 1 day. So you've got a day of landing and a day of going home as well in that. So,
that's about all there is at Disney to do is 1 day's worth.
Well, that's a whole other show.
Not as Nick's gone quiet.
Right, so so we can get into the park early, although it's only, I believe, Islands of Adventure, Hogwarts.
Yeah.
They finished with the summer season for Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
So you've got to get to Diagon Alley basically as quick as you can, haven't you?
Well, no, if I was going for 2 days like you are, I would, rather than, because we normally treat both, because they're so close together, we normally treat both those parks as one, because you can get from one to the other in at a decent pace, 5 minutes, especially like if you go through if you're going from one to the other, there's that kind of back entrance into Universal Studios that not a lot of people seem to know about.
I do like a backdoor entrance.
I'm sure you do, Craig, yes. So I think you'd be best off treating those as the only thing you're going to miss out on the Hogwarts Express, aren't you? Yeah. Try and treat them like 2 separate parks. So do one day and one the other. Somehow you've got to figure in, at least even if you get the Hogwarts Express one way. Are they park hopper tickets you've got then?
Yes.
So maybe even if you just get the Hogwarts Express there and back, just to say you've been on it. But
my plan, what I was thinking was on day 1 was to get to Gringotts, do it, forego the early admission, get to Gringotts, do it, get the train over to Hogwarts, do it, get the train back to Gringotts, and then hit Universal. And then on the other day, do the early admission into Hogwarts, do it, get the train over to Gringotts, do it, back again, and then hit Islands of Adventure. No. But once each park is done, potentially plough on and try and do the top rides of each park. I mean, I can't believe what they've done with the Hulk.
Well, that's it. You've got a lot to consider going over this time from when you went before, because you've got the Hulks closed in Islands of Adventure, so you've got all those crowds that are normally on the Hulk are now dispersed throughout the park. You've got Disasters closed now, so that you've got that's one, and that's quite a long attraction that people who would be queuing and going through that are now elsewhere in the park. So I think you'll probably find the queues elsewhere will be bigger than they would normally be because of that.
Both of them are people eaters.
The Hulk isn't so much, but Disasters.
I've heard there's even been a 5-minute wait for Twister.
Well, that's shutting soon anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So we've got to do Twister then, haven't we?
And you need to do the booth tour as well.
The which what?
The booth tour. You need to go to the front of that attraction and go to a team member and ask if you could do the booth tour.
Oh, tell us more, Lee. This is Listen, listeners, this is a little insider secret that Lee Mallaby's telling us. Come on.
Well, we've actually got a show coming out when we're in Orlando. We've already pre-recorded it for while we're away, and it's hidden things in the parks that people that aren't necessarily like hidden things, but aren't advertised. And one of them is the booth tour at Twister. Now, I know Darren's done it. They will actually take you up into the control booth at Twister so you can see how the attraction works.
Wow.
And apparently, if you get up there at the right time and you get to see the whole thing reset, it's actually really, really clever.
This is my thing. That's why I love Twister. The technology that has gone into that ride is phenomenal.
I'll give you another one as well then, just as a little hint, Craig. You need to go to Men in Black and ask a team member there if you can take you in the immigration room.
I've been, when I've gone to America the last couple of times, I've been taken to the immigration room. It wasn't as much fun as I imagined the Men in Black one will be.
Are you both aware of the Men in Black queue?
Yes.
So you know when you come out of the long corridor, you come out and you go like catwalks round the outside of the big room that's got the big TV screen in it and the little the alien thing. You can go down in that room downstairs.
Wow.
Because we did it last time we were there.
Didn't you leave your signatures there?
Oh yeah, you can get. We spent about 15 or 20 minutes down there. I'm hoping that it seems to be one of the areas that's being used for the RIP tour, sort of private area for Halloween Horror Nights this year. So I may get to go in there again in a different time this year.
How much did that RIP tour? I know it's probably too late for people booking now, but how much does that set you back?
I think it was just under $1,500 for 10 of us.
Wow,
that
not bad,
doesn't include your park tickets. You still have to have your Halloween Horror Nights tickets on top of that.
So yeah, but it's a once in a lifetime, isn't it?
It is. That gets you. You've got like a private area, which again sounds like it's going to be in the immigration room in Men in Black. So you get there's like a cash bar and there's little snacks and drinks and stuff. You get your own private tour guide that will give you immediate access to every house multiple times. Like not express lines. We're talking walk to the front of the line straight in. Priority seating for the shows, for all the rides and stuff as well. Because we're going with the kids, I think, and only doing 2 nights, and with it being the 25th this year, it was stupid not to.
Yeah, we did consider it, but it was just a little bit too much.
Really, it was only, I think the non-private ones are only like 109 each, which is what, like 70 quid.
I mean, we've got front of the line passes for Halloween Horror Nights.
That cost us $400 just for them.
Now, maybe on the night or when we go to Will Call to get our tickets, maybe we can upscale them.
To what?
See if there's to what you've just said there.
I don't know whether you could do that because they'll have all those tours booked up in advance.
Yeah, but
it's worth asking the question.
Well, it is.
And it's only 2 of us, so potentially we'll ask.
Craig, that's a lie. There's your height. There's almost 3 of you.
Well, Stuart's 6'4" as well.
Well, there you go.
So there's 4 of us, and only 2
Just think, if I hang about with you and Stuart, we could reenact 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Oh, The Hobbit.
Yeah.
On a Hobbit, yeah.
I can be Gandalf. He can be Saruman. Yeah.
I do like some Saruman, actually.
I'm missing something there.
That's the fish, right?
I think so, yeah.
So Lee, going back to what you said when I made my my half-hearted attempt at a joke about Twister. So what's happening to Twister then?
Well, the big rumor is that once Halloween Horror Nights finished, it will be gone because they've already gutted the store at the side of it. It's now Halloween Horror Nights store for this year.
Where can we buy our shitty plastic cows then?
At your local farm.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, all of that stuff's gone. Well. I know about 3 or 4 weeks before the opening night of Halloween Horror Nights, they were selling everything off cheap, and then they gutted it, and I'm desperate to get in that shop because they've got loads of props from Halloween Horror Nights over the past 25 years as well, so it's kind of like a shop museum type thing. So that was like the big sort of...
Museum.
And then, Shazam. I like that, actually.
Or the Muse-Op.
And then, like, the rumour is that once Horror Nights finishes, it's gone. The big rumour is that it's going to be some sort of soaring type attraction along the lines of a guided tour of New York with Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, you can shoot up down here.
Oh, someone was telling me about that recently.
I think it was me.
That makes sense.
Nick's just proved he doesn't listen to our show.
Well, not every show. And Jimmy Fallon. I don't.
See, I like Jimmy Fallon, but I'm not quite sure how that'll work.
No, I do. I like him. But,
But how do we see Jimmy Fallon in our normal lives? What's he on in the UK?
On YouTube.
Oh, he's not. He's the new Jay Leno. I mean, he's not the new Jay Leno because Jay Leno's an arsehole, but he hosts the Late Show.
What does the little fat fella of Doctor Who host?
What?
The little fat fella, Gavin and Stacey.
It's on Doctor Who. He hosts the one after that.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
They have, pretty much, right. So this is an education to the uninitiated. You have late night talk shows, and then you have late night. So late night is 11:30, and that is Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and Colbert, who just took over from Letterman. And then you have your late shows, which is where you find James Corden. And that's at 12:30.
That's crazy.
And the good thing about the 12:30 show is that because it's on that much later, they tend to get away with more. So it's a good like, learning ground. That's where Jimmy Fallon started after Saturday Night Live.
Does he do
the main show?
Does he do the shuffle truffle off Goonies?
That's truffle shuffle. Sid, if you're going to get it right.
Yeah.
And also, he didn't play Chunk, so no, he doesn't do the truffle shuffle. He could do it.
He could if he wanted.
And yet, if you see Chunk now from the Goonies,
he's an ugly bugger.
He's a right skinny mini. Yeah, but he's a right skinny mini.
If you say so.
You're thinking of Sloth.
So go on, give us a quick overview of the Halloween Horror Nights and what we can expect, and in what order. Where do we start?
I don't know. I haven't been.
Come on.
We've already proved on this show that the Halloween Horror Nights review that we just put out today, I have completely avoided because I don't want to know anything before I go.
Well, from what I heard, it's got to be the 25-year house is the one to go to. The
problem with that is it's right at the front of the park, so it's the first house that everybody's going to hit walking in. So I think you've got to do Stay and Scream, which gives you a sort of 20 minutes head start, at least 20 minutes head start of everyone else. I mean, I'm actually going to sit down with Darren before we go and get a real game plan for when we do it. I think
we've got Stay and Scream because we've got...
If you've got park tickets, you've got Horror Nights tickets, you can stay in the park at the end of the day.
Yeah. We did it. We sat in the Irish bar last time.
Yeah, Finnegan. So the idea is... I know Darren and Gregory recorded a show a few weeks back talking about... It was quite interesting because Darren's an advocate for you do not go to Horror Nights without Express Pass. If you do, you're an idiot. And then Gregory's like, I think if you go with a decent plan, you don't need it. And they had quite an interesting discussion on it. But one of the things was that they talked about was doing Stay and Scream and starting at the back of the park and then working your way forward. Because then everything at the back is going to be fairly quiet. You're only going to have the people who are in for Stay and Scream, and then all the front houses are going to be packed because everyone's going to hit them as they come in because people are idiots. They don't do any research. They come in and they go, oh, we'll go to that one. And then, so by the time you get to the front, the lines for those houses should be considerably less than they are at, say, an hour and a half after the event starts.
And if we've got this one-off Express Pass, if we can get to the back of the park and hit a couple of them without using our Express Pass, then we've got another go, haven't we?
The chances to do at least 3 or 4 of them twice.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. I think that's got to be the way forward. Well, what are you looking forward to the mostly?
Hang on, go on, Nick. I'll play bloody horse challenge. Go on, Nick.
No. You answer. You can answer those questions.
Well, we haven't even told everyone what houses there are first. Apparently, I got them in the wrong order when I put the show together.
My question.
There you go, then.
Was exactly that.
Right, so you've got in alphabetical order, because that's the way I'm going to go by. There's Asylum in Wonderland 3D, which is a sort of dark Alice in Wonderland type house, from what I'm aware of.
Yes.
American Werewolf in London.
Ooh.
again.
Which, from what I've heard, is virtually the same as it was, but they put more work into the puppets this time round.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Body Collector's Recollections, or Recollections, I'm still not quite sure how you pronounce that one, which is a throwback to a house from a few years ago. Freddy versus Jason.
Is that a boxing match?
No.
Or...
There is a glove involved, but it's not a boxing glove.
Okay.
Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem. That's the real throwback house for this year. So Jack the Clown, who's the icon, it's basically it's a greatest hits of Halloween Horror Nights houses from year one.
It's a bit of his life story, is it, as well?
I don't know that much.
Okay, I've said too much.
Bollocks. Insidious.
Oh, can't wait for that one.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. I'm trying to remember now. Run, Blood, Sweat and Fears, which is a throwback to our house, I think, from about 4 or 5 years ago. That's basically, it's the Running Man.
So, for clarification, do I have to run?
Not as far as I'm aware. They're never going to do a Halloween Horror Nights where you have to run.
Okay.
You might feel like running sometimes, but...
Well, we did Farmageddon last night in Ormskirk. They had 3 houses. And we were VIP, so we were led to the front. We got to go in each house twice. They were Meat Locker, something else, and something else.
Contagion was one of them, because for some reason you sent me audio of them.
Oh, yeah, I did, yeah. And they were good. They were very good. For scared, and we got to go through at the end, and they were empty. The whole place had emptied out. So the scare actors were really in our faces, intimidating the girls. They knew the girls' names because we'd shouted them. So they were like that, come on, Carla, come on, Carrie, man. Like chasing them. It was brilliant.
They're weirdos.
But
you're never going to get that at Horror Nights, though.
No, but they did zombie paintball, which was shit. You go on the back of a tractor and you fire paintball at these bell ends in a field, pretending to be zombies. It's on.
Well, no, because the best zombies are
for the eight of us. They ripped us off to the tune of 120 quid, and that was supposed to be 200 balls each, which was bollocks. We got £40 back when we complained, but the rest of it was fantastic. There you go. Carry on, Lee.
The Purge.
We got up to Run.
Yeah, Run, Blood, Sweat and Fear. The Purge. Now, the problem, as far as I'm aware, with The Purge is that was supposed to be a Scream house based on the TV series, and it was...
I believe so, yeah.
It was that far in development when it all fell through that it's quite obvious that it was going to be Scream.
How can it fall through?
Well, they just pulled the license.
How can they be so far down, spending money developing it, and then they don't get the license? What's happened?
The TV series wasn't as good as it should have been.
Lee's gonna...
I have no idea. Honestly, that's something I do not know.
It's been renewed for a second season. So it can't be that bad. But
it was okay, but it wasn't
something that Lee's going to cover.
Are we?
Yeah, of course you
I could probably find out. And then
exactly. There you go. Content for your next show.
The Walking Dead, The Living and the Dead, which I'm excited because I've not seen The Walking Dead, mate. As everyone else is just like, The Walking Dead again. Seriously.
Yeah, well, as long as you don't play the Walking Dead theme tune on a loop, which like they did 2 years ago, which was just horrific.
And then
I thought the zombies were brilliant myself.
Like you say, I know Darren, who was on the show with us, is very, very disappointed that they're bringing it back again.
Yeah, that comes across in his review.
Yeah, I heard the end of that, so I know what he said about it. But then your scare zones, you've got Psychoskerapy Unleashed, which is a mashup of two, like the Shady Brook Asylum, which is a lot of Jack's background, and something else. I'm not doing myself any favours here, am I? And then there's Icon Alley in Hollywood, which has got all the icons from Halloween Horror Nights past and present. So you've got Jack, the caretaker, the storyteller, the director, and the usher, and a few more apparently. But again, I've tried to stay clear of as much as I can. The Scary Tales, which I know is a throwback to something they've done previously as well, but that's steampunk style, so they've called it Scary Tales Scream Punk. But they were patting themselves on the back when they came up with that name. Yeah.
Genius.
Evil's Roots, which I do believe was based on a maze they did about 2 or 3 years ago called Grown Evil. It's all sort of weird trees and stuff. And then probably the scare zone I'm most looking forward to is All Night Dying double feature, which they have said that depending on when you go through it, at any point in the night, maybe black and white monsters or modern day monsters.
Oh, that's a good twist. So like the black and white movies?
Yeah, like your Frankenstein and Dracula and that, and then you'll go into more. I have heard that Chucky's apparently part of it.
Oh.
I'm not sure how they do that. Are you allowed to employ child actors?
Just little people, I suppose.
He's a bit smaller than a little person though, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
But in answer to your question earlier, Craig, the one I'm most looking forward to is actually probably Run or Insidious.
Run?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's possibly got something to do with the fact that it wasn't that long ago we watched The Running Man with the kids. And I think take the cheesy 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger film out of it, I think as a Horror Nights maze could be stunning.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch that then before I go.
And it's got quite a bit of backstory run because it's actually Jack's brother who runs it, pardon the pun.
And what does he do for a living? Is
Eddie
he like a
Schmidt,
milkman?
he's just like a psychopath. But
right.
he was supposed to be the icon the year that 9/11 happened, and because of that, they pulled it all completely because they really toned back Halloween Horror Nights that year. So I don't actually think he's seen the light of day, and this is the first year that they've really sort of pushed him as part of it.
Couldn't Jack get his own film? Or a comic book?
I don't know.
Or a comic book? Where'd you come from?
Book.
It's book.
Yeah, it's book where I come from.
No, it's book.
Yeah, in the same way that we have bookings.com, not bookings.com. But each their own.
I hate that advert. It's disgusting.
Casual racism at its finest. Yeah, it's a shame you're not going to be there together, actually.
No, it's a great deal that we're not going to be there together.
Ah, it's a bonus. It's a Brucey bonus. He'd just be whinging all the way round, holding me hand.
I wouldn't. You wouldn't get near us. Just be like, I am not hanging round with that Lucas.
And I'd just be walking around, patting him on his head.
That is true.
Like Benny Hill style.
Nick, you have no idea the voice messages that I get off Craig.
I actually listened to one today.
Yes, I know, and you
walking.
sent me it again for some reason.
Oh, just in case. I was crying. I was literally crying.
Shall I play a little bit for you, Nick, as a laugh? Would you like to hear it?
Is it suitable for broadcasting, or should we do this off air?
There's one bit that isn't, but some of it is. Let me just talk amongst yourselves while I find it. I need to find there's a specific bit.
Yeah, we can't have dead.
About Tracy.
We can't have dead air on our podcast. That would be unprofessional, Nick.
Absolutely.
All over my chest. Oops. Anyway, I digress. My favorite persevere is. I don't know. I've never been to this. I don't know what I'm talking about. I really like Tracy. She sounds like she's sitting there recording the podcast with her knickers on their head and her left boob in her hand.
That's quite toned down for what I normally get.
I don't even know where to begin. To be fair, I have had a similar message, but I think the last time I got one of those was
Someone's just killed themselves.
3-4 years ago. So obviously that's what I'm missing out on, or not, as the case may be.
Craig used to send me lots of messages impersonating famous Disney podcasters.
Oh, I did, yeah.
That's understandable.
Oh, actually, they're probably more like
that.
Z-list celebrity Disney podcasters, but we won't go into that.
Oh, genius.
I'll tell you off air, Nick, who we were talking about.
It's a good guessing game, but we won't broadcast it.
No.
So,
right. Go on, Nick.
So, I mean, we're doing, obviously, you're there for 2 days. So compared to your 4 parks in 1 day thing, you do have a little bit of time. Now, some people wouldn't, if it wasn't busy, then you could do Universal and Islands Adventure quite comfortably in 2 days. So it doesn't sound as much of a challenge as trying to do 4 parts in 1 day. But at the same time, what are your must-dos and the things that you can, do without if time doesn't permit you to?
Can I add an addendum to that, Nick?
Yeah, go to it.
See, I think one of the biggest things at Universal now, with all the restaurants they've been adding in, especially in City Walk, I think that throws a certain different thing into the mix. That not as much as what attractions you want to do. I think trying to pin down the places you want to eat in 2 days is a bigger challenge.
Yeah, that's a massive challenge there.
That is also true. So,
go on.
Mr. Mallaby said, throw that in the mix.
Yeah, well, definitely. There's certain things that I haven't done since 2001, and that is Terminator.
Well, that's between you and your wife.
yeah, standing up in an alley.
Oh my God.
Terminator 2 3D, because no matter what time of day we go round there, they're either broke or we've just missed a show, and they're very sparse, the shows. It's like every couple of hours, I think.
See, I still hold to the fact that I think T2 3D is the best 3D attraction in Orlando.
And that's why we need to make an effort to see it this year. Because I think with the way Terminator's just flopped as well, that could potentially be on thin ice in the future, maybe.
It's funny, there was a lot of rumours about it going a couple of years ago, but we haven't heard anything for ages now.
Well, the Hollywood one's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, has it? Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Didn't that go for Transformers? Is that right? No?
I think so, yeah.
Now, the other thing I want to do is the horror makeup show, because again, I haven't seen that since 2001. And I believe it's identical, but I literally can't remember it.
Well, here's a tip for you. You need to find out when Mike Aiello's wife does it, because apparently it's so much better when Summer does it.
Right.
So give us a shout and I'll let you know when she's on.
Okay. And then obviously you've got to try and do Transformers as many times as you can. And then the ones that I can't really be bothered about in Universal is The Simpsons.
What?
Yeah, The Simpsons.
Really?
I come off The Simpsons green.
Do you know, it's funny how many people we get say that, and there isn't the only thing that would potentially make me ill in either of those parks is Stormforce Acceleratron. But none of the simulators ever make me ill. And I suffer from mild motion sickness.
Well, my job, I'm a train driver. On a Tilton train, it doesn't bother me. But go on that ride, I literally come off it green. And the Rip Ride Rocky.
What? No.
I can take or leave it.
No.
And when you're going up that lift hill, your life flashes before you. I have visions of getting cut out of it with the fire brigade helicopter lifting me down to save me.
Nick, have you ever been on it?
No, because when we went, it was the year after it opened, and obviously the year after it opened and closed about 27 times.
Yeah,
it had the wrong nuts on it or something.
No, the lift hill's actually in the wrong place.
The lift hill is horrific.
It's installed in the wrong place.
Where should it have been installed? In
I don't know, but it's not where it should be. Ask me after we've got off and I'll tell you something about that attraction to make sure you never ride it again.
Oh my God.
Well, I've never ridden it the first time. But yeah, I mean, that's although we couldn't go on it anyway, I think it was open for about a day while we were there as like a soft reopening around Halloween Horror Nights. But yeah, the lift hill, the ride itself doesn't look like it would bother me that much, but the lift hill does look horrendous.
The lift hill's the best bit of it.
Yeah, oh, really?
See, I'm the only one on our show that likes that attraction.
No, about halfway round, I'd like to put my hand up and say, please take me off now.
I love it.
I just get tired of it very, very quickly.
I would go as far as to say it's the best coaster in those two parks.
Well, we don't know what the Hulk's going to throw up, do we?
I'm talking about as of now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
Well, all right, even if the Hulk was still up then, 6 months ago, it was the best. When we went in 2013 and I rode everything, I said that's the best coaster in these two parks.
I don't know.
Well, the Hulk is regularly voted the best in the Orlando area. What's happening with that as well? Because I saw the pictures the other day of them basically smashing it all up.
Hulk smash.
Yeah, indeed. Why are they not like selling that as souvenirs?
Well, a bit of green shitty metal.
Yeah.
Those cars are like 15 years old.
Yeah, but if they can sell the Berlin Wall...
I think that's a little bit more historic, Nick.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, even for someone,
really?
even someone like me, I'd saying that, yeah, I think it is.
So if you had the option, $10 buys you a piece of the Berlin Wall or a piece of the Hulk, the original Hulk coaster.
I'm English.
Yeah.
That answers itself.
So, okay, in Islands of Adventure, right, we must do is Spider-Man.
Yep.
It's basically the best ride in Orlando, as far as I'm concerned.
No. Anyway,
What's better then?
Forbidden Journey, right? That ride's going to be heaving because anybody walking into Marvel Superhero Island's going to go, oh, the Hulk's shut, and go straight there. That ride will be shocker.
They're going to walk past Storm's
Yeah.
accelerator, and
That's
Doctor Doom's
hidden.
fearful.
That's hidden at the back for a reason.
Right. My wife loves those type of attractions. I don't, because they make me ill, and she's only ridden it twice in 5 visits.
Oh, I
Doctor
hate
Doom's fearful is the shittest.
Oh no, see, that's a good ride. It's just not long enough, and it takes too long to get on.
health and safety. Me and Stuart, my lover, were on there 2 years ago, and there was a fella sitting next to us, because you go on in 3s, don't you, or 4?
3, I think.
4, I think.
Is it 4?
3.
Oh,
It's a while since I've been on it.
remember.
I'll have
Well,
to have a
there was
look.
this fella-
I'll have a look.
And on the tannoy, they're saying, please put your phone away. Please put your phone away. And he wouldn't put his phone away. And as we're going up, please put your phone away. He wouldn't put his... So they cancelled the ride. They aborted it. And the reset of the ride took so long, they had to shut the ride. So we just walked off. We were stuck on the ride for about 20 minutes. And away we went.
It's in
They
4s.
should just let him... put your phone away. Put your phone away. They should let the ride put his phone away.
Yeah, but the
Shot.
problem is then, Nick, that's why Dueling Dragons doesn't duel anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I understand.
talking of Dueling Dragons, there's me meh. That's the one that I can't really be bothered about, because all the blood bursts out your feet.
Oh, see, there's still 2 really good coasters. Unfortunately, as it stands now, that they're not dueling. That's all they are. They're just 2 good coasters. Whereas before, it was that was probably the best coaster.
You see, if you go through Islands of Adventure in its current state as 2 grown men in their early to mid 40s, right, you're going to miss Zeus Landing.
Why?
Oh, because I'm too grown. We're not 2 paedophiles.
Well, I don't know about that.
Grooming kids.
That's debatable, but
2
anyway.
grown men. So you're going on the Hogwarts Express. No, yeah, you're going on the
Poseidon's Fury.
Castle. Well, that's another one, a hidden gem. I haven't been on Poseidon's Fury
I
since
love Poseidon's
2012. We've got to go and see Aladdin.
No, you mean Sinbad?
Sinbad.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I wouldn't if I was you.
Well, I've heard your review and you said it was all right.
Darren and Nina went to see the new one and said it was fairly poor, and everyone I've spoke to said it's crap.
Okay, we'll miss that one. So, right.
Unless you want to sit
got-
down.
In that park now, with my fingers out, you've got Spider-Man, Hogwarts Castle, the 2 Dueling Dragon coasters, the Jurassic Park, then you've got your 2 water rides, 8 rides.
You want to start doing that, do you, on a Disney podcast? You want to start talking about how many rides there is in a park?
I agree with you, but I'm talking about 2 grown men. We can miss out a large portion of that park, whereas at Universal you would literally do everything, even E.T. Oh yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
different. See, I would go. It doesn't bother me. I would go on everything.
I just can't see 2 men going round on that train.
Why? But Craig, you love that. You love that ride.
Yeah.
Don't you? You do. You always you go on it every time you go when you go with Kerry and the kids.
Yeah, it's because I'm with my kids.
Yeah, but you still love it. Yeah, you do love it. So just take that. Just because he doesn't want to go on it, just go on your own.
You go on Cat in the Hat. I'm going on this.
Yeah.
Just a grown man on my own.
Yeah, why not?
I could borrow someone's kid, couldn't I?
People aren't going to look at you like that. You're not in England where, oh, look at that. Look at him up there. Oi, stop it. It's not like that. In a theme park, that's what you're meant to be doing.
While I'm sucking on a big toffee apple.
I thought you were going to say something else there. Nick, you're surprisingly quiet tonight, by the way. Normally we can't shut you up. He's not even there now, is he?
Where's he gone? He was fidgeting. Oh, this is such an amateurish.
Is he? This isn't getting caught up. This isn't getting.
I'm still here. I was actually listening.
He just wanted to see what Craig was going to say about him.
Yeah, I couldn't turn myself off mute.
Nick it's like The Shining. I'm going to watch you and then I'm going to kill you.
Is that one of the houses?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Like The Shining to be one of the houses.
No, but that was it's been rumoured for a few years.
It doesn't surprise me. It makes sense. It probably make a good house actually. But no, I don't understand your apprehension about going to Zeus Landing on Cat in the Hat without a child.
Craig, would it be different if you went with just your wife?
The first time that we will.
Just my wife.
If you went with, are you having a wee?
Might be.
Oh my god! And you were talking about this being amateurish, and you're on the toilet.
Seriously, he's going for a tom tit.
No, I don't want to hear. You can hear the wee, don't you? Blaboosh. Are you having a wee?
Amazing.
Oh, I am now, yeah.
I tell you what, if that non-man, you'd have been cut off by now. But this isn't my show, so I don't care. Jesus Christ.
And that's what Craig thinks of this show. Absolutely.
There's a pub singer coming back, by the way.
What?
Pub singer. The pub singer is a pub singer coming back.
We heard he was murdered, but that could be a false rumour.
I think he could come back if the money was on the table.
Yeah, there's no money on the table. You can tell by Nick's internet connection.
Do you know what the problem is? I'm in a house with legit true story with two internet connections, two actual internet connections, 3 Wi-Fi connections, and this my hub decides that it's going to give me the best available one at every time I move, and so it keeps flip-flopping between like 3 different connections.
Well, then
it's stupid.
Sit still.
It doesn't work. No, I can't do that.
Why?
I'm not that professional.
Right, should we get on to...
If you've seen the mouse's head, you wouldn't know.
Oh crap, I'd forgotten about this. Oh yes, we're talking... You see, you've completely pulled the curtain back. I haven't thought about this, Craig, since you told me about it this afternoon, by the way.
So we're going on to our alphabet game now.
Leave me last.
And it's I. And because we've got Leon as a universal aficionado...
Well, that's debatable again.
We're going to do universal eyes instead of Disney eyes.
I've got to say, I mean, normally this game was fairly hard anyway, but I did think this, for some reason, was particularly hard. But I've got one, so it's all good.
Yeah, I've got one. So I'm going to go first because I don't want to have my one stolen from me.
Fair enough.
I haven't got one, so I'm not going to steal it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say Islands of Adventure.
Oh, yeah, that's the obvious one.
What about Islands of Adventure, Craig? What about it?
It's a half-day park at best.
No. You're trying to lump Islands of Adventure in the same pot as Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom.
No, it's not.
No, you're right. Hollywood Studios isn't even a half-day park.
Well, you're right there, yeah.
Currently.
It's a fantastic park. And there's still things in there that we haven't done. There's still things in there like the talking fountain.
I love that.
That we didn't even see it this year. I've always wanted to do the pterodactyl flying things, whatever they're called.
Pteranodon.
It's not very good.
It is. It's really, really slow loading.
And
Views are average.
There does seem to be these little paths everywhere that you just don't go down.
You ever been in front of the
Little
Discovery
places.
Centre? Like down by the lagoon, because that's stunning down there.
No, I haven't, no.
You just go down the side of the... Like, if you're coming through from Toon Lagoon, carry on, and then there's like a little path just past the Discovery Centre before you go in, over the bridge into the Wizarding World, and it takes you out and round in the front, and there's like a big sort of jetty area in front of the Discovery Centre. You can see the whole of Islands of Adventure out in front. It's really, really cool. Nobody ever goes there.
What I love about Islands of Adventure, and the best example of this that I can talk about is probably this one. But when you're walking through Jurassic Park, okay, when you're going through that whole area, and then you end up at Hogsmeade, that is
the reveal.
Not only the reveal, right, but the thing that I think is key to that, right, is the music.
Yeah.
So you're in Jurassic Park, and you've got the famous Jurassic Park theme, right? And then just as you start to cross over that bridge, it changes. It just stops all of a sudden. But it's seamless. It just goes from one to another. You can just about notice it, but it's so magical. 1 minute you're there, 1 minute you're not. That I think is incredibly clever. What I don't like about Islands of Adventure is I still think Toon Lagoon is just an oddity.
Yeah.
Just doesn't fit in with anything.
I think
the rides are all right.
If you want to talk about the music in Islands of Adventure, and I don't think they do it anymore, but the way, because we actually spoke to the guy on the podcast who composed that music, William Kidd, and it was set up where it was like half a dozen different pieces of music played at different points up port of entry, but they all blended together, so it didn't matter where you were. It never sounded like two separate pieces of music. It would always sound like a cohesive piece of music.
Oh.
It's very, very clever, but I don't think they play it as it should do now, which is disappointing.
That's in your archive somewhere, isn't it?
That show still hasn't seen the light of day since we moved over to MiceChat. So, but it is one I know a lot of people have asked for. So it will go back up at some point.
There you go. It's a good show, that one. It's one of my favourite episodes.
Yeah.
It's up there with my Jaws show. Yeah.
That's one I have to go back and listen to because I missed that ride. I wish Jaws began with I, because then my I would have been Jaws. But it doesn't. So there is a very obvious I. Craig got the most obvious I, and there's another very obvious I. But because I'm feeling generous to Lee, I'm going to pitch it up and let him head that one in.
No, because I have no idea.
No, you have no idea.
Exactly.
Okay. My I is going to be Icon.
Okay.
And because to me, there's two, I suppose, icons I think of when I think of Universal as a result, as a park. The first one, is one I bleat on no end about, is King Kong.
Okay.
Kong was the original icon of Universal. He was on all the advertisements. He was on all the promotional material. The logo was Hulk. That was Kong.
Hulk?
And
that's H.
If you want. And, so he was always a forefront. And as I mentioned before, Kong was the reason that I first wanted to go to the theme park.
That original Kong ride was fantastic.
But see, the thing is, right, do you know, so I've never revealed this before, the reason why I was so obsessed with King Kong.
What?
No. The reason why I was so obsessed with King Kong when I was a small child,
you like
bearing in mind when the film
Craig,
came out,
shut up.
was because when I was about 6 or something, I saw King Kong Lives.
Yeah.
Now, if anyone's seen it, it's the biggest piece of shit you'll ever see. It's a terrible, terrible film.
But to a
Terrible
6-year-old.
film. Yeah. I was just like, that's like King Kong's amazing. And then I went back and saw the original version. And I went to there used to be a London museum called the Museum of the Moving Image, which was all about film.
Does that still exist, or is it gone?
No, it's gone.
No.
When about 1999, and they had in there the original, or at least one of the original puppets of King Kong that was from the 1933 film. So so it was impressive as well. Yeah, it closed in 1999 because they were just hyping up the Iron Giant. They had a Warner Brothers exhibit, and they were talking about the Iron Giant coming out, and I was looking forward to that. So Kong was the icon of Universal Studios for a hell of a long time. I don't really think there's an icon now for Universal as a result.
Woody Woodpecker.
For Halloween Horror Nights.
Woody Woodpecker.
No.
Got to be Harry Potter. Let's be honest. That's the icon now.
No.
Spider-Man.
When you see the adverts, if you see an advert, you see one where it could be Harry Potter, you see one where it could be Shrek, you see one where it could be Spider-Man, or you see that advert where each of them takes their turn in front of the Universal logo. There's no one icon anymore.
Spider-Man's like the Stig, isn't he?
UUOP, that's the icon.
It's an iconic podcast, I'll grant you that.
Oh, thanks, Nick. You don't have to say that, honestly.
And,
it's my third favourite podcast.
He only listens to
Behind
3.
Tell 'em Steve Dave and the Archers.
Jesus.
No, that Jesus begins with J, so like George, you can't have that. And of course, who's the icon for Halloween Horror Nights?
Jack.
Jack.
That's a J.
Yeah, but he's the icon for Halloween Horror Nights. That's the point. And I hope he does a meet and greet again this year while you're there, because I remember when we went and he did a meet and greet, and the guy did it was
I
great.
didn't know you went to Halloween Horror Nights.
2010.
Oh, what year was I there, Lee?
2013 and 2014.
Yeah.
We went to the 20th anniversary.
Was that the
like?
Fear one? That was the one with Fear at the end of the main.
Icons of Fear.
Yes.
And it was Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, Jack. Because my wife was petrified the whole night. We went in 2 haunted houses.
What?
Yeah, because
how many did they have? Was it like 8?
Yeah, they always do 8.
Yeah, there was a lot, and we did a few of the scare zones and that. But yeah, she just didn't jive with it at all. I mean, to be fair, I think I was living off a bit of a fear at first, because even I was like, "Oh," but as the night went on, and you kind of got used to what was going on around, and walking through the scare zones and the different areas, you kind of got a bit more used to it, and you started to find it funny. But I think the thing is, like, for British people, we don't really have that horror culture.
Do you want to know something?
Really grow up
I
with
think
it,
you'd be surprised how big the scare industry is in this country at the moment.
I think.
Oh no, it's definitely improving. It's definitely becoming more and more. But yeah, I mean, compared to America, it's completely different.
Well, yeah, it's a bigger country.
Okay. But at the same time, Lindsay said that she would definitely go back to Halloween Horror Nights just to see the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure show.
Apparently, this year's is awful.
Oh, it's been panned.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
Kim Kardashian and Kanye West.
Kim Kardashian. Who gives a
bleep? Just so you know, by the way, Nick, talking about Jack, I know him.
You know him?
Yes, we're friends with him.
He's cool. He's cool.
And has he always been Jack?
Yep.
The gentleman who plays Jack?
Yes.
Wow.
Ever since the very first year that Jack ever existed.
That's nice, isn't it?
Wow. So he's a bit like the guy who played Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, he should get his own film.
I mean, as a bit of a plug for my other podcast, we've got the Frequent Fear podcast. It's basically a scare industry podcast that I'm doing with a friend of mine, Lee Conway. We're hoping to sit down for our November 1st episode with Michael Roddy, who anyone who knows anything about Disney will know he's an Imagineer at Disney at the moment, was the head of Halloween Horror Nights for 10 years, and he was the guy that created the Jack icon.
That is a good show. I enjoy that show. And it's in the new and noteworthy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So, yeah.
Places and Travel on iTunes.
I'm looking forward
which,
to
of
that
course,
one.
is another I, which leads us carefully over to Mr. Mallaby. We're all about segues on this show, as you can tell. We're giving you a bit of time. I've tipped one up for you as well. Literally dropping the hint there as well. So, Lee, what's your I?
Well, I think the one that you were touting me was the Incredible Hulk coaster.
Yeah, I think that.
But that's not where I'm going.
Oh, curveball.
Now, anyone that knows me knows that probably the biggest franchise that Universal own and have in their parks at the moment is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I am
I don't know,
a massive Potterhead.
Okay.
Even down to the fact that I have the Dark Mark tattoo.
On his helmet?
No, it's not on my helmet. I don't have a helmet because I don't ride bikes.
Other helmets are available.
I'm going to go interactive ones.
Oh,
interactive.
Now I think
very good.
Talking about helmets
what Universal? Jesus, you're trying to be serious on this thing. You just can't do it.
No, go on. No, that's a brilliant idea.
Universal seem to sit back and watch what Disney do, and go, I like that idea. How can we make that better? And they kind of took what Disney have been doing with Sorcerer of the Magic Kingdom and that type of thing. And I mean, I heard a story, I think it was on the WDW Fanboys when they were still about, that they actually saw a mentally challenged, and I say mentally challenged, not really, he was just a weirdo, walk into the Magic Kingdom,
inside the magic.
right, with a wizard's robe on, it might have been, and he'd put Velcro on the back of all his Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom card, and he'd put the other end of Velcro on the end of a cheap plastic wand. So when he needed to battle I've never done it, so I don't really know. I know it's like an interactive screen, isn't it? He would stick the Velcro on his wand to the Velcro on the back of the card and actually cast the spells with his wand. And he's like a 30-odd-year-old bloke.
We've all done it.
Yes, but Craig, you use your other wand.
Yeah.
The one with the helmet.
Yeah. And I think, any kid walking in the Wizarding World, what do you want to do more than anything else is be able to do magic. I mean, we took our kids 2 years ago, and Jade actually got picked for the Ollivanders experience.
Which is poo.
No, I like it.
Oh,
yeah,
I like it.
Was 2 hours of my life.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, that the queues were massive. We queued an hour and a half for it. But she came out and she bought her wand, and we had quite a fight that night with her because it didn't work. Well, what was the point? Her actual words were, what's the point in buying it then?
Could have said that before you bought it, love.
Yeah, we should have said that before I was
$40.
But that's it was more like 40. But that's the point now. You can go to your kids, well, you can buy that wand and it will do things. I mean, I haven't done it, but we're going to get one just to try it out. I want it for the map, to be quite honest, if it more than anything. I think that'll make a good framed picture up on the wall. And I don't think they're massively expensive. Craig, have you done it?
No. This year we went with the in-laws. So it was a totally different 9 of us. You didn't have time to our kids both wanted ones, and we said no.
You tight bastard.
We were in the shopping mall that you call Diagon Alley.
I wish you'd pronounce it properly.
for approximately 40 minutes. And we didn't go in any shop. We bought two varieties of ice cream.
You're a heathen.
And we did the ride and we left. And I think you'll be surprised at how little there is to do in there.
There's not that much to do in Hogsmeade, yet we spent multiple hours in there last time we were there. But Craig, how can you go in and not watch the shows? Not see the Tales of Beedle the Bard? Or
because if you've just missed the show, then you've got to stand around waiting for the next one.
No, you haven't. You go and do something else and then come back.
And then you don't get a good spot. You don't get in.
Yeah.
Jesus. You're a barrel of laughs, you two going on holiday. Sorry, kids, you can't do this because it's just finished and I'm not waiting around, so bollocks.
Hogsmeade as well. I mean, it's just full of Americans just walking around looking at
Craig, you do realise you're in America, don't you?
You're one of those people.
You can't get anywhere, you can't move because they just gulping in front of you.
Nah, it's not that bad.
Also, can I point out as well, butterbeer is absolutely rubbish.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, it's rubbish.
No, it isn't.
It's not nice.
Have you had LeFou's brew, Nick?
That's better.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That is the biggest cash grab because it's like, oh, but Universal are making millions and millions of dollars on this butter. What can we do? We'll take something that we've already made over in California, call it something else, and put that out, and it's just apple juice with a
it was nice
sperm foam on the top.
I love sperm.
It doesn't. So,
Jesus.
Who doesn't?
Butterbeer. Yeah, speaking of stuff that tastes like sperm, butterbeer. It's just not very nice.
Which one have you had, Nick?
In Orlando we had the frosted version.
Right, that's the nicest one.
And in when we did the studio tour,
that doesn't even exist, right? Just wipe that out because Tracy's the one at the studio tour is not even anything like the proper thing.
No, it's not.
Because it's not. It's nothing like it.
No, it's vile.
It's like rusty tap water.
It was diarrhea in a cup.
Yeah, it's not nice. It's nothing like the regular. I don't like the regular out in Orlando, but the stuff in the studio too is nothing like it. It's tasteless. No, it's not. No. Nothing like it. It's not even the stuff in Orlando. The regular's quite a thick, syrupy type drink. That stuff, like Tracy said, it was rusty tap water.
It was quite liquidy. Yeah. It wasn't very thick.
No, it was nasty.
The frosty one is frosty.
Apparently, the hot's the nicest.
Yeah, I'm disappointed by the ice cream. There's not enough flavour in it.
Apparently, it's hit and miss. It depends when you get it. They can have more of that butterbeer swirl in it.
Yeah. Well, the pineapple thing in Magic Kingdom pisses all over it.
Oh, what, a Dole Whip?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not even Disney's thing, is it? Anyway, you can get a Dole Whip anywhere.
Well, not literally anywhere, but you can certainly get them off property, yes.
Yeah, you are right there, yeah. I'll give you that. We'll give you that.
But wait until the rumour going around at the moment, it's more than one, but whatever. Well, we won't. It was counting. The rumour is that the next one's going to be butterbeer fudge.
Ooh. Are you?
Nick sounds woo.
Yeah.
Do you pack fudge?
Oh, I knew you were going to say it. They can't. I'll set them up, Craig. You knock them in. Have we been going long enough now?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think we've covered enough. I think our brain cells are dead. So I suppose. Well, thank you for listening. If you've listened this far, deserve an award. We don't give them out, but have some kudos anyway. Lee, thank you for guesting on.
You're more than welcome.
At short notice, yeah.
At short notice as well. If people, I'm sure anyone that listens to this piece of crap listens to your show. And if they don't listen to your show, can you just remind people where they can find you?
Or shows.
Or shows.
Yeah.
The other one's a bit more of a niche, but yeah, with the unofficial Universal Orlando. I can't even say it. I can't because I'm saying it that much. The unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. We are officially the longest running Universal Orlando podcast ever,
and the best.
Yes, and that's even in print. I will say that is in print because it is in Seth Kubersky's book that we are, by Seth Kubersky, the best.
Haven't you been nominated for the UK Podcast Award?
Yeah, so were you, and we both didn't win.
Oh, were we nominated?
Yes, you were nominated for best. There was only you and someone else for best places in travel. Yeah, you came second out of two.
Out of two.
We lost to the Bookings.com podcast. Can you believe it?
So yeah, we're on iTunes, we're on Libsyn, we're on Facebook. Pretty much just search either Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast or UUOP Podcast.
Now, while you're actually on vacation, as they call it, at Universal this time around, are you going to try and make it the official Universal Orlando podcast, or are you going to just stick to the unofficial one that you do?
I think we're just going to stick with unofficial for the time being. Craig knows the story.
Yeah, Universal. Yeah, do me head in.
And then my other one, if you're interested in Halloween Horror Nights, like I said, I do a scare industry podcast with a friend of mine, Lee Conway, where it's basically for anyone who knows the Season Pass podcast. We kind of took their idea, and we get a guest on once a month. And rather than talk about a specific attraction, it's more about their history in the scare industry.
It's like two northern men,
Lee,
grilling an American.
no, because we've had two British guests and one American so far.
While they're eating Hovis bread.
Lee is very, very northern. I'll give him that. He's proper
and
Yorkshire.
Their whippets. It's all about going down mill.
Well, we've done 3 episodes so far. We've had Gary Crompton on from G&G Entertainment. We had Russ McCamey on from McCamey Manor, and anyone who knows anything about scare attractions will know who Russ McCamey is.
They were very good.
So all 4 of you will know him. Good.
I don't know any of the people he's just mentioned.
And then we had Stuart.
The shows were brilliant.
Yeah, Stuart Beer on last, who runs Tully's Farm, which is the biggest screen park in the UK.
And where's that? Is that the south of England?
Yeah, it's down Surrey way.
Oh, Nick.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
You're in the south.
It's the biggest. It's the biggest and longest running scare park in the country.
That's why shows are like good. So you hit the nail on the head, Craig. Like when you said, well, you know, those people that Lee mentioned, I don't know. But that's why it's good, because sometimes it's the unknown element of who those people are, what they're going to say is what makes the show so riveting.
Yeah, and the
thing
is
bloody boring.
It's only since I've sort of got in with Lee, because Lee runs his own scare industry company, that we went to ScareCon, which is like a Comic-Con for the scare industry, that it's a lot bigger in this country than I realised. If Craig had got out of work last week, he would have done one of their scare attractions, but he had to go and drive a friggin' train.
No, it's a Virgin train. It's not a friggin' train.
Other trains are available, but not as good or as reliable.
And that podcast's called the Frequent Fear Podcast, by the way. I didn't say that. And that's the same place. It's all on iTunes or whatever.
You wouldn't go for a poo in ScareCon, would you? Because you'd be sitting there on the toilet and there'd be like a zombie coming over your eye.
No, it's not like that.
A clown's hand coming under.
We got to see the Circus of Horrors, which was pretty cool. It's the first time I've ever seen them.
Oh, dearie me.
But on that kind of bombshell, I suppose we should say goodbye. And I suppose we'll next hear from Craig after his quick stopover in Orlando.
Yes, thank you. And listen out for Lee's stopover in Orlando as well.
3 weeks yesterday.
Coming soon after.
Yeah. I'm going to press the button now to do the tune.
Tune sounds slightly different this week. Different bass, I think. Hang on. And then you stop the music, and then Brian Blessed comes in.
God's alive.
And we're out.